So it is exactly 9:15. I'm about to start my 9 to 5 as a writer day. Very excited for it. This is the setup, but this is a latte that my husband made me. It's a lemon cookie latte. You can just put like lemon stuff in there and vanilla and different things like that. So it's pretty good. But yeah, today I'm gonna be doing different writing tasks. Probably will also go to a coffee shop at some point. I'm gonna start off with writing in my planner or just brainstorming for my new novel. So we shall see. We'll figure out what happens. So it's officially 10:15. What is this that I'm sitting on? I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Okay. But yeah, I decided to step outside to give an update because in theory the lighting's gonna be better. In theory. In practice, yeah, that's better. Okay, so yeah, things are going good so far. It feels like I've gotten a lot done, but I've also been doing a lot of like the fun stuff. So I don't know. I feel like everything I have today is relatively fun. So far I've worked on a playlist for Project M a lot, the novel that I've been outlining today, and the playlist is about 2 hours long, so I think I'm gonna call it for now. Can always add to it as I think of songs. But a good thing about starting out with that for today is that it's really getting me in the mood just thinking about all of the music for the story. But I'm also feeling really sad because the story is a really sad story, and I'm like still needing to figure out how I'm going to weave more happiness into the story, because I'm really starting to see where if I fully go with all of the ideas that I'm thinking about, which are really sad, it's going to just be a really sad story, and it's going to be hard to write, and it's some element of hope throughout the story, some element of lightness, or yeah, just optimism, or else it's just going to feel really, really, really sad. Which, I mean, some stories are really sad, and I like really sad stories, but it needs to have something in it to be able for me to even write it, I feel like. Yeah, and I've been brainstorming as I've been making the playlist too. I've been having ideas for stories, so I've been taking that down in an Excel sheet. But I'm still trying to figure out how I want the actual outline to look. Listen to everyone's advice, then you're gonna just confuse yourself because everyone has different advice about how best to outline. And so I'm wanting to get familiar with a bunch of different methods so that I can figure out which one I want to do, but I'm like still very undecided on which one I want to do. And so that's like the the downside of trying to research all the different kinds. Um, but yeah, I know some people just start like an Excel sheet, and then each cell of the sheet has like different scene ideas, and then they end up organizing them later. So, and then there's the note card method, and then the beat sheet method, which that one's the one I'm the most familiar with, I think, because I've done that for multiple stories. And even if I end up completely changing the story as I'm going, I've still like done it for a few stories loosely. I haven't like always, I don't think I've ever like fully filled it out to the point of like being super specific on each beat, but just like the general like big ones I've done before. And for the one that I just drafted, Project RA, I did like a very loose beat sheet for that one, and I only got like, I think I really only got to the midpoint, and then I like kind of jotted down the big beats, but yeah, I didn't really stick with them. So yeah, I might just go with that today. I don't know. The 3-act structure is one that still kind of confuses me, because I feel like people use that term, but they mean different things, and I don't know. It just confuses me because of that. But I also wanted to try that one because I've never like tried it, and it's a very common one. But it also seems kind of similar to the Save the Cat beat sheet thing, so I don't know. I'm very like lost, but tomorrow is July 1st, so and today is June 30th, and so I'm really trying to like figure out the story today. If I want to go with the type of outlining that I've done in the past, and just in the outlining that I've done the past few weeks, I think I have plenty to go off of, because of what I've done in the last few weeks is already way more than I've done for any other story in the past before I even started drafting it. So that's encouraging, at least. I normally don't even go in with a playlist. I don't normally go in with a Pinterest board, even though I only have like a few things on the board. So that might be what I work on next. Again, I am working on the fun stuff first, but I am brainstorming at the same time, so it's like kind of synthesizing all of the information for the story that I have so far from note cards and everything into one place, at least. Wish me luck. It is now like 10:23, so I gotta get back to it. It's now about 10 till noon, and I have mostly been working on like the Pinterest board, and I've also been trying to compile everything from my note cards onto just a Google document. That's what I've been doing so far, and it's been good. It's nice to see like everything in one place, and it's just like helpful to kind of like remind myself that I have to like make a decision at some point. Can't just keep like toying around with different ideas. The main thing that I feel like I have not given enough thought to yet is the character, the main character, which is kind of a problem. But yeah, I just need to give more thought to her, because I'm writing her very different than myself, and I don't feel like I've ever written a main character that's this different than me as like a female main character. And so I'm just afraid that she's gonna kind of turn into more of like a caricature than like person if I don't give her more thought. And so I'm probably going to fill out a character sheet for her after I do all the compiling on the Google Doc, but I'm still working on that. Still kind of a ways to go because I have stuff in my notes app, I have stuff on note cards, I have stuff in different documents. And then I have the Excel sheet that I was working on earlier today. And then now I have the Google Doc. I don't know if it's going to happen by tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know whose POV it'll be in because I have like a main male character and a main female character, but it's not a romance. And it's more stuff in the story happens to the main female character, but in terms of character development, they're both pretty significant in terms of that. But I don't know, I feel like it would maybe be more dark and mysterious story if it was written from his perspective, because I almost want it to be sort of like a Great Gatsby situation where, you know, you're not following the character where, like, you're not following the character that's super flamboyant, you're following the, like, fly on the wall. I kind of want that vibe. So I'm very conflicted, but we'll see. But yeah, it's almost noon. I'm eating lunch now, so sort of taking a longer break for lunch, because if I was working a full-time job, I would have like an hour off for lunch anyways, but I don't think I'm gonna take an hour now because I'm probably gonna want like a 30-minute break later to like drive somewhere or go for a short walk or something. But yeah, I'm just gonna eat lunch quickly and then keep working. We are currently in a heat advisory and it is very hot. And one second. Figured I'd give you guys an update while I cool down my car before I start driving. Anyway, just Project RA, but I kind of been covering it up. It's an interesting format. It's very small text, but it was cheap to print it out that way. And that's a big part of why I printed it out that way. But yes, my phone is about to die, which makes sense because I've been filming all day. But let's see. I'm gonna go get caffeine because I am very, very tired and hot. It is about 1 o'clock, so it's been like an hour since I filmed last. I had lunch, and then I've been still just working on compiling the draft, the notes for this next story. But I'm thinking I'm going to switch things up a little bit while I think about if I want to officially start drafting the story tomorrow or not. My husband did just have an interesting idea about that. He was saying that I could try to just write like from the perspective of a side character for like 30 pages and just try to write like a page a day for the next month throughout July. And that way I would have sort of this outside perspective looking in on the story to sort of pull from like ideas from, and to give me a sort of like outline that's actually in the form of like a short story. I'm not sure how I feel about that because I think that would be really good for the outlining process, and it would be like a really interesting way of outlining a story, and it'd be fun to just try for fun. But I'm also like, I feel like I'm trying to make up for lost time in terms of drafting a bunch this year, particularly because I have not done a lot of writing for the last several years. And so I feel like taking my time and writing a short story for the novel first and then going back and starting the story over, I don't know how that would work exactly. But I'm giving it some thought today, and while I'm thinking about that, I'm gonna go print out, well, I have my story printed out, my draft one of project already printed out, the one I just finished. But I'm gonna go and find a binder at the store, some colorful pens to make notes on it with, and then I'm thinking if I don't start drafting Project M tomorrow, that I will start making edits on Project R8 tomorrow, I think. But I have no idea. I'm still trying to debate it all. And yeah, my brain kind of feels fried, so I'm gonna go take a break and get some caffeine. So that didn't take long at all. It only took like 10 minutes. But I'm about to walk into the coffee shop. But I just had some more thoughts on how today's going so far. And one of those is that I've already felt like I'm able to just do some things today that I normally wouldn't do for my writing. And some of those things were like creating a playlist and creating a Pinterest board. Because normally I feel like those things are a waste of time, as crazy as that sounds, because it's not actually writing and it's not actually adding words to the draft. And I know that's such a bad way of viewing it, and it's not how I want to view it, but that's how mentally a lot of times that I view it. I'm like, well, if I have this time, I should spend it drafting. But when you think about it in terms of like the quality of the work you're producing, if you spend that time figuring out the vibes and getting into the mood of the story, you're gonna have more ideas. And so it's actually saving you time in the long run in some ways, because you don't want to hit a brick wall and have like nothing you can go to for inspiration. So I realize that it is important, and like I've wanted to incorporate those types of things more into my writing than I have before, but today was just a good day of like forcing myself to do those things that I normally wouldn't do. And because I was like, well, I have all day, like I have all day to work on this, so I might as well do those like side quests for writing that I normally wouldn't do. So yeah, that's been cool so far. I just hung out at the coffee shop and now I'm headed home. It's about 3:15. I really want to try to get some steps in before it gets too much later. So I'm gonna work on that. And yeah. All right. So we are back at the coffee shop and back in the office, and that was really good to just get out of the house. And it is now about 3:40. So I have about an hour and 45 minutes left of the challenge, and yeah, I feel like I've already gotten a lot done, and it definitely feels like it's like been a long day now, but it's still there's still a lot I can do on the story. There's still a lot that I could, check off my to-do list for outlining the story of Project M. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my to-do list for the story. This is the little list that I have. It's really short actually, but each thing kind of takes a minute. So first was I had to find a poster board to lay out note cards on. That was done a few days ago, and it's also not something that I'm like really sure I'm going to use in terms of plotting with the note cards. And then the second thing was the playlist. I did that today. Pinterest board, I did that today. I had started the Pinterest board the other day, but not gotten that far on it, so I was able to add a lot more today. At least a few more today. I feel like it's probably got like 40 pins now, so it's still not that much, but it was helpful. And then I combined all the notes. The next few things that I was going to try to do were to print out the beat sheet and attempt to fill it out. I did just get a printer, so that's exciting. I actually could print it out. Got it at the thrift store for really cheap. My husband found it, so that was really, really nice. But yeah, I might print that out especially because that's the thing I'm most familiar with, beat sheets for outlining. I think that that's going to be the best thing to start with. There also is the 3-act structure that I was talking about earlier. I didn't show you the sort of page that I have for that I was thinking about filling out. I kind of just got this from a random blog, and so I'm not sure if this is the one that most people use for their 3-act structure or what, or if this one's more personalized to this person. I don't know. I think it's generally got these elements to it. But yeah, the opening scene, setting, allies, all of that stuff. I feel like if I was gonna try to do that 3-act structure today, I would have to do more research on the different components of it, and I'm not sure if I'm feeling like that today or not. So yeah, I might just start with the beat sheet. And yeah, it felt really good to compile all the notes. The last thing that I got done, I had the coffee shop. I have about 11 pages of notes now for the story, which is really exciting. Yeah, I feel like my ideas are a lot more organized than they were earlier today, and I organized the notes on my phone, etc. But there's still a lot of organizing to do. So, but I don't think that there's much more I need to do before I start outlining. So I think I just need to plunge in and start. We are now at Starbucks, and it is 7:20 about, and I'm gonna write for the next hour and 45 minutes because I actually didn't get to earlier because my sister came over kind of unexpectedly and we just hung out for a few hours. But I want to get that full 9 to 5 hour in, even if it wasn't from 9 to 5. So I'm gonna get it done tonight. And I really like this Starbucks. It's fun to come to. I got a decaf and we're ready to go. So I'll show you the setup in a second. Almost to the end of my 9 to 5, which has now turned into 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. But yeah, I still have like 30 more minutes to go. So it's been a good day though. I've enjoyed it a lot. So. Getting so close. I've got like 15 more minutes. All right. I had to put my hair up because we're in the heat advisory and I'm drinking hot coffee. Probably not the best decision, but I am done with my day of being a full-time writer for the day. Yeah. So I really enjoyed making this. I definitely want to do this again. I feel like I got so much done today for the story, and I still don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow in terms of July 1st, goals for the summer, and if I'm going to start drafting the novel tomorrow. I don't think so, because I'm actually currently in the trenches of researching something that's like critical to the story, like critical, and so much hinges on it, and I'm not sure if I go with this, if it's completely irrational or not. So gotta figure that out first. That's very important. But once I figure that out, I feel like I can pants the rest of the story, because honestly I've pantsed on way less outlining before. So but yeah, but that being said, I might draft and work on the outline at the same time throughout July. I don't know. I'm just so excited to start drafting soon that I just want to start like tomorrow. But also tomorrow is going to be super busy, so we'll see. But thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun making it. So let me know if you want more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.